Hi, thinking about what we are doing all day. Thinking or not, being wise or less so, or maybe even foolish. Practicing. Practicing is an important aspect of anything we do. When you are doing your chores, think about it. If you didn't have any sense of repetition where one is doing something, what might the circumstances in a different scenario be? One hasn't learned to walk. That's a problem right away. One hasn't learned to talk. Yeah. One doesn't understand the words one hears. Okay. Point made. It is about practice, everything. It is what one chooses. It is what we spend time doing. This determines whom we are. Common sense. But ask 999 people out of 1,000, and they might just look at you and shake their head. What is it you are saying? Everyone has a responsibility with a sentient mind as powerfully created and endowed as us, Homo sapiens, have. There is a responsibility here. We are the stewards not only of our own species, but of our world. It is in these things one should be thinking. Sure, there are priorities in every moment. And yet, in the background, as much as one's pulse and breath and shimmering majesty, as much as these should be a sense of evolutionary grace, a sense of humility, of gratitude, of perspective that includes and is inclusive of everything we can know. This is about self-improvement, nurturing one's being, nurturing the being in essence of the universe. Each one is a beacon of energy, each one of us. When we look upon each other, there is energy being emanated and shared. Oh, just as that sound is being shared, do you think that's the only thing? What about the heat we just spoke about? What about the energies, the 999,999 other potential energies we don't conceive of normally? Maybe some of them are ESP, things like that. Some of them. Thinking. How lucky we are to be here now. Mindful meditation with Zoran the gardener. Comfortable posture. Undisturbed. Making sure one's buttocks are raised gently so you are sitting upright, tongue attached to roof of mouth, shoulders up and gently back, opening one's lungs to a greater infusion of air with oxygen in it. The reason that we are sparkling with energy is this oxygen that is being circulated through our vascular system. So remembering our pulse also in these moments, if you care, realizing from the top of one's head to the tip of one's toes. We are being kept alive by these things we're talking about. Foundation. You want to reach? This is one's physicality, breathing, pulsing, and the shimmering of the combination of these different processes of life. We covered two. There are many. Livers, hormones, thousands of them, I'm sure. maybe more. As much as we know, 500 years ago, mankind was boasting that the earth was the center of the universe. Boasting. The religions were proselytizing this, and if you didn't believe it, you might lose your life. How does that sound? Are you a blasphemizer? 500 years ago, you would be. Everything is perspective. Perspective includes time and space or location. It's inclusive of all these things. What is one's perspective? It doesn't stop with the moment, it expands to be inclusive of what might be and what has been. Multiply that times the amount of life on this planet, and you begin to realize the answer is beyond comprehension. But we have our broad senses of comprehension, perspective, understanding, wisdom, maturity, experience. These are the reflections or the echoes. Help us be more. We have this capacity to think and hold all of these facets, these data points in our minds, that there are synapsal interactions that are bringing all of this forth. It is inconceivable, and it is incredible, and it is the epitome of thinking and realizing, self-realizing whom we are. So it's not a difficult step to say, believe, know. We are bundles of miracles. Here, now, unabashed, shining in a radiance created in our own beings, beacons for ourselves to be mindful, and for all other to have a sense of understanding, of comprehension of what this represents in the way that each of us uniquely are. So doing one's best, utilizing one's potential, nourishing one's being, seeking improvement through one's increasing virtuosity and grace. How many characteristics are any of us desirous of planting in our souls, in our hearts today? 5, 1, none? And how often? Is it a once and done? Or is it all day that you are alive, showing what we want, what we need? If you are here, you need more. You're not satisfied. You see one's own potential and want it to rise. It is natural. You are like a plant that is just sprouting through the soil, seeking the nourishing light, the evolutionary miracle of the interaction, producing chlorophyll and the like. All the activities, yearning to grow. It is the same in everything. Viruses, also. People. It is universal, what we're talking about. It is not to be the meaning of anything other. It is, we need to understand the basics. Whatever you want to be on top of that, whatever form of clothes you want to wear, is a whole nother matter. Whatever you feel comfortable doing and having faith in, culturally, religiously, governmentally, as a work, are different aspects. We're talking fundamentally whom we are. It is with a sense of being an uninvolved witness. We can then better see what each of these different avenues offer or where they might go astray. Are we not seeking wisdom? Are institutions not wanting to grow and change? It is a natural thing to do. If you don't do it, then it is unnatural, and most likely something negative will be a consequence. Think of all the religions that have been already in the past. Think of the changing traditions. Even today we see everything needs to be revitalized constantly. Because why? Because the universe is changing in every moment. So how can you stifle this? You can't. You can build up pressure, but eventually it will break through. Wise is to flow with the forces, the energies around you. Wise is to take your hands and your heart and your mind and guide oneself through one's actions and one's thinking. Wise is choosing tools that will help you, knowing what one must practice to improve. Common sense. These are basics. Striving to be thriving is one's motto, if you will. Okay, have a nice day.